Well, hello forensic accountants. We saw in a previous case that doing the duplicates in IDEA and getting both dates next to the dollar amount was quite tricky. So we're going to do this in Microsoft Access. We're going to import the data and find the duplicates and create a table looking like this: amount, first date, last date, in Microsoft Access. In Access, our first step is to create a blank database. So let's go, and I'm going to go to my folder over here, Accounting 591 Cases, and we will call this case 19 and 20 duplicates, and we will do create, and now Access will start working for me. This is just a sort of a starter table. There's nothing in here. We're going to go external data, Excel, and we are going to find the Harriette Walters data. Let's go here, Accounting 591, data, Harriette Walters data. We'll do open, OK, and now the import spreadsheet wizard, usually very good. First row contains field names. So we're good to go over there. Now, it's going to guess what each of these fields are, and it is usually right. Over here, we have a problem. We can see that it thinks the amount is short text. And this could be the way I imported it, and it had to come from a PDF file way back. So there might be something in the Excel file that is telling Access that this is text, but it's wrong. We need to go and change this data type to currency. The amount field, the data type is currency, and now I can go next. We'll let Access add a primary key since it really likes to do that, and the table fraud amounts would work just fine. We don't really need this. We're not going to do this again. We can open the table, and we can close this, which is just now it's gone. So now I want the duplicates, and I want the correct dates. This is going to be, as usual, a query. I'm going to query this table. I don't have much else to query, and we'll tidy this up like this. So now let's go. I wanted to group by amount. So it's got amount there, but up here, totals. I'm going to give a left click. I want it to group by amount. Then I want it to count how many times each amount occurs. And when the count, the criteria is 2, then I have a duplicate. So group by amount, form groups, count how many are in each group, and when there are 2 in each group, it's a duplicate, and it's now only going to pop out the 2s. Now, I also wanted the dates. So we're going to go date, and I'm sending date here. But watch. I don't want to do anything with group by account. I just wanted to include the date, and there are 2 dates for each count of 2. Here's a very neat function called first. And this will give me the first of the 2 dates. I can go here, date, and since I wanted both dates, I can go and get the last of the 2 dates. This works very well because all my duplicates are 2, and I either wanted the first date or the last date. Now, this query isn't perfect, but it's going to give me at least the basics for my answer, and then I can tidy things up afterwards. When I run, I get the amount, the count, first date, last date. I don't really need the count here. So I'm going to go back to the query design. Actually, we can leave it in. So I'm going to save this. Save. And we'll save this as query duplicates 1. OK. And now I'm going to close this. I will even close this, and maybe I can run this. There we go. I'm now going to create a new query in which I tidy things up so that I can get from where I was to here. And two things need to be done. So we're going to go here. It's going to be a new query, query design. I'm now not, this thing is so long, it's like a receipt at Best Buy. I actually want to query the query. And we can get this up here. What I want is I want the amount, we saw here, first date, last date. First date, last date. But I want it to be called first date, last date. And the way we're going to do that is go in here and go first date colon. That means the name of this field is first date. Now, the name was not last date, but it was, oh, it was last date. So we'll go here and we'll go last date. That was last space date. Now these fields are going to be named correctly. And I want the amounts to be sorted smallest to largest, so ascending. It was sorted, Access by default sorted it this way, but if we didn't call it currency, you can try this at home in your own time, if we didn't reformat that as currency, the sort would go a bit haywire. So now I'm going to run here, and now I have exactly what I need there, and you can see we over here, a screenshot of the entire table, a blurred clue. Things are looking good. 91, 93, 2000, 2001. And this is my answer, this bit over here. So I'm going to save this, and I will save this as query duplicates 2. And in Access, you shouldn't be afraid of. I'm going to close this. You shouldn't be afraid of saying this will get me a good starting position. I don't really need this. I need to rename the things, and I need to sort it in case it wasn't sorted. And I will close here. And we don't actually have to save the database. It will save automatically. Now, there was a part 2, at least part 3. Requirements are the same, but do the analysis in Excel. And in Excel, we have a whole different mindset that we need to work out here. So it's 591, it's the cases data, and this is Harriette Walters. I want to get the same data points, and I want the duplicates here, but this is pretty much a mess. And if I use pivot tables, it's not going to be that easy to get the first date and the last date, because the first date and the last date are on 2 lines. So I'm going to go and create a copy, and we'll call this part 3. And now I can do what I like over here. For a start, we can get rid of what we don't want. And if I make a mistake of some sort, I can either go back here and try again or not save it. So what I want is I want the duplicate dollar amounts and both dates. The only way we can really do this nicely in Excel is by sorting this data smallest to largest. And again, I'm going to use an if statement. I think that one of the smallest duplicate is somewhere around here, isn't it? 58,250. Here it is. Now, I've sorted them smallest to largest, meaning that the duplicates follow each other, and the 2 dates follow each other. So, let's see. Over here, I'm going to indicate whether things are a duplicate. This can't possibly be a duplicate. Actually, it can. So, we're going to put in a formula, equals if this equals that, then actually I have a duplicate. And call it 1. But if it's not a duplicate, just leave this field blank, and I'll do that with a quote quote. That's a quote, quote, the same quote that I use if I quote somebody who is saying something. So this isn't a duplicate, but now I can copy this down to the end, get the plus sign there, and give it a swift left double click all the way down. And here we go. This is a 1. It is identified that this is a duplicated amount. And over here, it's seen the duplicates as well. Now, I wanted the first date and the second date. So over here, I actually want the second date, which is there. So we can do a formula, and we can start over here and then copy it up or down. I'll do the formula over here. Equals if this equals 1, then in this field, go and give me that second date, which is over there. Otherwise, give me nothing, which is 2 quotes. And it's giving me the date and days after sometime in the 1900s. I'm going to copy this down. And I'm going to copy this up so that at least I have the same formula all over. There. And we'll go, this is Excel, so I can just type in here last date. And it should actually be first date and second date, but you know, we're fine. First date, is it a duplicate? Last date. Here we go. It hasn't formatted this the way I want to. So we're going to go down here, and we're going to go here, and copy all the way up. And now I'm going to format these cells as date. So here's date. But I want it to look like that date over there, and that date over there is found here. Okay. And here we go. Now this date looks like that date, and actually it is that date. Now, if I go and sort this in any way, these things are going to go out of order, and I'm going to get a bit of a mess over here, which is not what I want. So to avoid that, we're going to do copy, paste values, which is over here. And now these are values. All I need is not this. So we can actually go here and delete this. And now we want to sort this. Let's see whether I had a problem with getting rid of that. We will sort this, let's do A to Z. And we got it. I didn't need that 1 up there, otherwise I could have sorted by this column descending, and all the 1s would have been at the top. But here we are. First date, last date. First date, last date. We can take this in bold, and we can go here and delete everything. In the real world, if there were 800,000 records here, I don't really want to scroll down and delete. I could have taken this and then copied it and put it into a new sheet. But I have everything here that I need to get this as required by part 3. Part 4 should be good. I like that video. And so we've done what we need to do. And so for now, from me, it's bye-bye.